هذا رمضان شهر صفاء الروح فيه الإحسان والأنوار تدور هذا رمضان.
Let's start now with section number 2 in this chapter, that is the chapter of prayer. This section is titled Whoever Slept Through One of the 5 Obligatory Prayers or Forgot It. Let's see. Bismillah. The author rahimahullah said, whoever slept through one of the 5 obligatory prayers or forgot, it is obligated to make it up. He is obligated to make it up. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, من نام عن صلاة أو نسيها فليصلها إذا ذكرها لا كفارة لها إلا ذلك. What does this hadith mean? It means if you have slept through one of the prayers or you forgot it, you have to make it up, and this is the only way to expiate what you have missed. This is the only way to expiate what you have missed. However, one is not sinful because the person does not fall into negligence. So he has to make it up, but he's saying that he is not sinful. Why? Because the person does not fall into negligence while sleeping, and the forgetfulness is pardoned for the nation. He continues to say, and whoever left out the prayer on purpose by letting the time pass without praying has committed an enormous sin, and one is obligated to make it up immediately. If one delays making it up, then one is also sinful for that. So if one leaves out an obligatory prayer on purpose, that is a major sin. That's haram. It's a major sin, and he is obligated to make it up immediately. Delaying the make up, also, he would be, by this delaying, he would be committing also a sin. Then he continues to say, by scholarly consensus, the one who misses out an obligatory prayer intentionally must make it up. Let's start with section number 3, conditions of the prayer. In this chapter, we will speak, inshallah, about 8 conditions that one should meet for his prayer to be valid. Bismillah. The author rahimahullah said, the conditions of the prayer are 8. Number 1, purity from the 2 states of ritual impurity, the major and the minor. We spoke about both of them. So the minor, when one does not have wudu, and the major, when one did sexual intercourse or he emitted the mani. So one should not be in a state of major ritual impurity or minor ritual impurity. He needs to have wudu for his prayer to be valid. Number 2, purity from unexcused physical, filthy, najis substance on one's clothing, body, and the place where one touches during the prayer. Not the filthy, najis substance which one is parallel to without touching. So, for your prayer to be valid, also, your body, your clothing, and the places where you are going to touch, the places that you touch during the prayer, not any other place, whether it's beside you or parallel to your chest. No, we're speaking about the places that you touch during the prayer. They need to be pure. There's no unexcused, filthy, najis substance on that place. Neither on your clothing, nor your body, nor the places that you touch during prayer. Whether the place you stand up, or the place that you will touch with your hands or forehead, any of these places. Number 3, facing the Qibla, that is the Kaaba. Number 4, knowing about the setting of the prayer time, either with certainty or estimation based on valid determination. What does that mean? How do you know the setting in of the prayer? By certainty. He said with certainty or estimation. So let's give an example about each one of them. By certainty, for example, you are watching, you're observing the horizon, and you've seen the complete disappearance of the disk of the sun. a complete disappearance. You've seen it, right? You're certain that now you are certain that Maghrib time started. That is with certainty. He said, or estimation based on valid determination. As for the estimation, for example, you might have, for example, a wird, or what is a wird? Like certain amount of dhikr words. You are used to saying, let's say, La ilaha illallah 1,000 times after, let's say, Maghrib, right? That's a wird. You are used to saying certain amount of words, La ilaha illallah, subhanallah, or tahseen, or certain verses from Al-Quran Al-Kareem. And you know that by finishing, when you finish these things, this dhikr, or these words that you are saying, Isha time would be in. You know this, you've observed it, you know the timing. So this is a valid estimation. This is a valid estimation. Then he said, knowing about its obligation, that such a prayer is an obligation. So, had a new Muslim prayed Fajr, for example, while not knowing of its obligation, one's prayer would be invalid. For example, someone embraced Islam recently, and he started learning about prayers. Because he hasn't acquired the knowledge that Fajr is an obligation, it is an obligatory prayer, so he got up and he prayed Fajr while not believing in its obligation. He does not believe that the Fajr prayer is an obligatory prayer. Then this prayer won't be valid. In this case, it is not valid. That is the meaning of this point, knowing about its obligation, the obligation of the prayer that he is praying. Number 6, that one does not believe that an obligatory part of the prayer, like what an obligatory part of the prayer, that is one of the integrals, such as Al-Fatiha, so reciting Al-Fatiha is an integral, or prostrating, right? Also it is an integral. So one needs not to believe that any of the integrals of the prayer is recommended, is optional. Because if he believes that Al-Fatiha is optional, or let's say the prostration is optional, recommended, not obligation, then his prayer is not valid. Number 7, refraining from the invalidators, all the invalidators of the prayer. Number 8, concealing the awrah. What's the awrah? The unlawful nakedness, the unlawful nudity, from all directions except from underneath. Then he continues to say, the awrah of the man and the slave woman is the area between the navel and the knee. And the awrah of the free woman is her entire body except for her face and hands, from all directions but not from underneath. So one must conceal, one must cover the awrah, the unlawful nakedness, from top and from all the sides, as he mentioned, but not from underneath. Not from underneath the awrah. It means if he is not required to cover the awrah from underneath. These are the 8 conditions for the validity of the prayer.
هذا رمضان شهر صفاء الروح فيه الإحسان والأنوار تدور